Hello and welcome. What you are about to hear is an excerpt from an oral history interview collected by the Octavia Phelan Public Library as part of its Our Stories, Our Community project. The full interview this excerpt is taken from is available on CD at the Octavia Phelan Public Library main branch. I'm John Fortunato. I'm 43 years old. It's August 21st, 2013, and I'm here at the Gallup Metro Dispatch Center in Gallup, New Mexico, where a fellow officer, Darrell Boye, just gave a lecture on the 1989 riots.
Yes, I'm Darrell Boye. I am 53 years old. It's August the 21st, 2013. We're at the Gallup Metro Dispatch facility, and I'm here with fellow officer John Fortunato.
Darrell, I've known you for a couple of years now, and I know that you grew up on the reservation. My first question I'd like to ask is, could you tell me a little bit about life on the Navajo reservation?
I grew up from a single-parent home environment in a small community called Pinon, Arizona, and all my education was through boarding school.
Could you tell me a little bit about your experience in boarding school?
Boarding school, from the boarding school to my home was approximately an hour and a half one way. And basically, my mom would drop me off starting school, and if I'm fortunate to be picked up during holidays, I was. If not, my mom was there to pick me up at the end of the school year.
And I know that the reservation has a long history of boarding school, basically leaving the household. Has that had any impact on you as you grew up, or not being around the family, not being around culture?
I think it did in a positive way. I think there was more opportunities in a boarding school environment because you develop your social skills by involving yourself with other kids from the reservation. And then there were other opportunities in boarding school. Like during summer, there were opportunities available, like work that you could do until the school started again. And I had relatives in my community that went to the public school that spent the night in their own bed, got on the bus at 6 a.m., returned at 7 p.m., and basically never got away from home. So I think it was beneficial for me.
Growing up on a res, I know there's a lot of culture, and I as an outsider, I know there's a lot of ceremonies. Could you tell me about that, your experiences, and how that is or isn't a part of your life and who you are today?
Sure. My whole family, they're traditional. Basically traditional, I mean by them participating in traditional healing ceremonies. So I was basically raised in that aspects, and it's a religious concern.
Now, I know today you were here giving a lecture on the 89 riots, so I heard that and know a little bit about your experience. But you've been in law enforcement how many years? And tell me about your law enforcement experience.
July 20th, 1989 is when I got involved with Navajo Nation law enforcement.
When? I'm sorry.
July 20th, 1980. I remember getting out of the military, and I hitchhiked from Pinon to Farmington to go see my older brother. And after my visit, I was returning home, walking through Chinle. I needed to go to the bathroom, and the next facility I see on my path is the police department. So I walk in there. I use the public bathroom. On my way out, I see a bulletin board notice that says, "Hey, now hiring notice." So I asked the young man at the front, says, "Hey, are you guys taking applications?" And he said they were. I filled out an application. The young man says, "Hey, wait for me 5 minutes. I think the commander's in." And 10 minutes later, I was called into Lieutenant Vincent Denny's office, and he says, yeah, your background looks good, and there's a police officer headed to Window Rock. You can get on that ride in the morning at 6 a.m. and you'll take your...
The Octavia Film Public Library is committed to providing open and wide access to information. Please visit one of our branches in Gallup, New Mexico. The music used in this podcast was Enigmatic by Ben Sound, available at www.bensound.com. Thank you for listening to this oral history. This is John Fortunato for the Octavia Film Public Library.